All right, all right. Mark here, Honey Badger No Care, and we're into part 2 of whatever the hell is going on viral with this whole Fresh&Fit thing. So, this, I don't know. This is just, let's go ahead and let Black conservative perspective, go ahead and give, a little bit more background to what's going on.
So, it all started, kinda, when they were talking to these two guys. Now, these two guys are Abba and Preach, right? These are...
Well, it's funny how, their cameras probably do the same thing that we do, which mine does, that flips it the opposite way. Because this is Abba and this is Preach. Because I was always confused by that. I was like, wait a minute, but they're Abba and Preach, but from what they're saying, this is Preach and this is Abba. So I'm like, why don't they switch sides? So I'm thinking their camera inverts the image, the same way mine does, which I really do need to do that. I really need to change how my camera turns things, and I'm surprised they haven't done that either with them. But yeah, Abba and Preach. Love watching your channel. I think there's only one video when I first started my channel, only one video that I did not like. And I may end up recapping that and going over it again. But, covering up my boy here, Black conservative perspective. So we move over to the other side. And let's go ahead and get back into this.
Two pretty popular YouTubers. They have over 1 million subscribers. And they went on Fresh&Fit's podcast. Now, when they was on the podcast, they were talking about this idea of paying for box, right? Which basically means paying for sex.
Paying for box, paying for the puss.
And they kind of got in this back and forth about, should men pay for sex, right? And for whatever reason, Abba and Preach did a video responding to the whole paying for sex thing, right? In which they're basically calling out the Fresh&Fit hosts, right? Walter Weeks and Myron Gaines, on how they say that men shouldn't pay for sex and that, men that pay for sex are lame and that real N-words don't pay for sex, right?
And that men that pay for sex, I've also said it, are simps. Now, mind you, I've had one of my subscribers and one of my friends tell me that, well, that's easy for you to say when, because this person knows me. And it's like, it's easy for you to say you've always had a woman, you've always had girls, you got girls asking you out, things like that. So it's easy for you to make that kind of a comment, And I'm like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I don't think I'm good looking. I don't at all. Period. I don't think I'm good looking. But I've never thought that about myself. I've always had a low self-esteem. And even when women would, ask me out, or some with my DJ company and everything throw themselves at me, it's like, I'm not famous. I'm not really, people know me all around the city and everything. But at the time, it's like, I'm not like really famous or whatever. Not that I see it, But yeah, women would throw themselves at me or whatever. And I'm like, oh, that's nice. Thank you. I'll show you my breast and let you grab them if you play this next song. I'll play the song, but you can go. I've never been that kind of person. I've always wanted to stick to my own personal morals of things. And I don't know, the whole paying for sex. Technically, if you think about it, even married men pay for sex. If you think about it, buying her nice things, all this other stuff. And most of it all has to do with they still obviously want to have sex with their wives. So it's still the same thing. How often are women paying for shit? How often are women paying for sex? Even the married ones. I've had my fair share, and I do, because I do not want to say something that somebody could come back on me on. I've had my fair share of sugar mamas. I've always felt guilty about it, or else it would have, in a way, continued. Now, there was one as of, most recently, much earlier this year, that technically could, or would have been considered a sugar mama, in the sense of, but the thing is, I always kept saying, no, I don't, no, stop buying me shit, leave me alone, stop. But then I realized, after talking to certain people and friends and things, it's one of those, this isn't a child, right? This is an adult. This is a grown woman, yeah? Look, if she's going to just keep buying you stuff because she wants to buy you stuff, are you asking for the stuff? No. So then she's just, right, she's just buying it, yeah? Well then, you know what? Let her be her. Because, I mean, she would literally almost in a way throw a tantrum because I wouldn't let her buy me stuff. Oh my God, just let me buy you stuff. Why you gotta act like a male chauvinist, and why do men always got... And I'm like, whoa. Just because I don't want you to buy me stuff doesn't mean I'm making it to where it's all about male chauvinism. It's... Well, why can't a woman buy stuff for a change? You know what? You do you. But now apparently she's running her mouth saying I used her. And it's like, what? So you have forgotten the arguments that we got into because I wouldn't let you buy me stuff. And then when I finally said, you know what, forget it, fine. Now because I said fine, go ahead and buy me stuff, all of a sudden you're trying to say I used you. No. And there's another part behind that. And that was because she wanted more. It was one of those, it basically became like the dude. Well, I bought you stuff, so I want something in return. Whoa. That's not what this whole dynamic was. I even said, I don't want you to buy me stuff, and that's the way I've always been. It's like, I don't want you to buy me stuff because I don't want you to think you're getting something in return. Because no, I hate that. I gave you money, or I bought you something, so now you owe me. I've always hated that. And it was like, you assured me that's not what was going to happen. But sure enough, she lied. That, because sure enough, she didn't get what she wanted. And it all of a sudden getting spread around, oh, he used me. But see, I'm smart. I save text messages. I screenshot that shit. I save text messages and stuff on Facebook. I save all of that shit. So, I learned that lesson from certain other ex-girlfriends. So I save all of that shit. I screenshot that shit. I'll even record phone calls because it's like, oh, hell no, you ain't playing me like that. That's because this shit goes back to junior high for me. Of, people, he said, she said, and I carry around my mini cassette recorder that was in my trench coat, and I would always be pressing recording the conversations. That way they couldn't say, oh, well, Mark said this. And I'm like, I recorded that conversation. And you see the people like all shocked. Yeah, see, I learned that lesson back in junior high school, so I still save messages and screenshot that shit even now. So, screenshot messages, yeah. I save all of that because I don't want it to bite me in the ass later over, well, you said, oh, I did, huh? Repeat exactly what I said. And then I'll turn around and be like, I got you, because I got the conversation screenshot, I've got the call recorded, it's like, I don't play none of that shit. And then it's funny, when I do that, they get mad at me for protecting myself. You're mad at me for protecting myself instead of letting you just get away with lying. No, I'm going to protect me first. But let's keep going.
Basically calling out people who pay for sex when it looks like they're paying for box, right? They're paying for box, okay? They're paying for box themselves. So I've been preached, basically called them out about that. And then that's kind of where things really went downhill for Fresh and Fit. Fresh and Fit got mad and they went at I've been preached. And guys, just a trigger warning before I play this video, there's a lot of use of strong language, right? A lot of cursing, a lot of use of the N-word, a lot of use of language that's not usually used on this channel, right? So I'm just giving you a trigger warning. It's too much for me to edit out, right? It's too much for me to edit out. So, hey, if you're not used to hearing that type of language, you don't want to hear it, that's your warning. So I'm just going to play the video from here and then go from there.
Want to know our thoughts? I'm going to keep it really brief, right? I don't have much thoughts on their platform. Are they doing some good things for some people? I'm sure.
No, Polar Bear, I know. For some reason, there wasn't an alert, because I always keep even my phone open For one, I also have both channels open. I literally have both of my both of my channels, my personal one and this one open, so that way the alerts pop up even for me. And for some reason, it didn't do that. Not on my phone and not on my computer. So no, it's fine. It's fine. But I mean, you can go back and watch it. It's about 30 minutes long. It's mostly me talking, because I got to say what I got to say. Because I mean, it's just. I don't want to recap on that, but no, what's going on, Polar Bear? But anyway, let's keep going.
Sure, I have no doubt. I'm not even denigrating that. We just came at them for their ideas with regards to paying for box and all this stuff. Thought it was full of shit.
I'm like, yo, relax, niggas, don't pay for box.
Even more, what I find really distasteful is you come to find out that Myron Gaines himself, right, the so-called pickup artist, the master, has his own seeking arrangements account, his own profile, all right? This is on the web. You can find it. This man's out here talking about don't pay for box, don't pay for box. He's on a website for sugar daddies and sugar.
All right. So
he is on a website. Yeah, let me get past this. But I mean, look at what this dude considers to be what, and this is what I get on black people about. This is what I get on black people about. Only 4% of the male population is over 6'2". I'm 6'1", so at least I got 1 inch. What the hell? Only matters down there, not up here. Less than 3% of males make over 300K. Obviously, I don't make anywhere near that. But if I did, I sure as hell wouldn't be bragging about it. Because for one, I don't see me moving. I would never move to a place like Miami or any of that bullshit. I would stay here in El Paso. And as I said in the previous video, I would hide even having that much money. I would hide it. I would make damn sure. I would make damn sure that I would keep that money hidden. Because I don't like fake people as it is. That's the reason why I love my friends and family that I have around me. Because we're real. We will curse everybody out. We don't give a damn who you are. I've had my friends and family telling me, like during my cookouts, that, yo, if anybody gets out of hand here, man, you ain't got to worry about it. We will take care of it. That's the way we are. So having like that much money, why would I ever want to advertise that shit? Ain't no way in fucking hell. Because it's going to make... I owned the number one. I still own the company. But I retired. Had to retire for medical reasons. I owned the number one karaoke DJ company in El Paso. I was hanging out with the mayor. I was hanging out with the tribal chief of the Tiguas. I was hanging out with senators and doctors and reporters. And these people are still acquainted with me. But I was literally just hanging with these people all the damn time. And always stayed real. Always stayed real. Stayed married even though I could have easily dated people that were better looking than her. Could have easily... all that. Better looking, had more money. I could have easily, if I was that type of dog, like Fresh&Fit, why wouldn't I have stepped up? But I'm not that person. I will never be that person. That to me is ew. To me, it's like when I want to look in the mirror at night, when it's just me and the mirror, I want to be able to look at that reflection and go, you know what? I know I'm still a good person. I will try my best to not harm anybody, not disrespect anybody. That's me. I've had people who have confronted me, it's like, why were you even married to her? She wasn't exactly pretty, and I'm like, wow, so love doesn't even matter to you fuckers anymore. As I said, I can't be that gross person, that ew, I can't do it. But let me get past this part here, because as I said, I like Abba and Preach except for the one video that they did years ago where I criticized, and I had people come off on me about it on my channel. Well, who are you? They got millions of followers. And I'm like, what does fame and money have to do with you being a better person? Not a damn thing.
We'll get more into that later, but I just want you guys to really understand the background here.
Babies. Okay. Alright. You want to be a giant hypocrite? Do your thing. Okay. Then you come to find out this man's talking about, listen, if you we want burning desire from ladies. Ain't that what they say? Right? You
Abba reminds me of me. Because what was it? What somebody yesterday even mentioned that you always seem angry in your videos, and I'm like, no, now, mind you, this is a person here in El Paso, and I'm going. You're saying I look angry? You need to. If I'm angry, wow, you should never be around my black family ever. Because if you consider me to be angry, your brain would explode if you were around my black family. I'm passionate. You get around my black family, they will show you angry. They will show you angry black. I'm nothing like my family back home. If my mom were alive today, y'all would be like, oh, now we see where you get your passion from. And it'll be like, oh, she just got started. This is passionate black woman. Let her get started where she becomes angry black woman. You will see the difference when you say I sound and look angry. Oh, yeah. Abba reminds me of me. Because you look at him. He's the one that's worked up and passionate and everything else. Preach is just chilling. Preach, it takes a while for Preach to get worked up. But Abba's the one that's like, well, yo, my nigga. And then he's going off. See, oh man, I love their channel. I love the dynamic. That's the reason why I'm trying to do more videos where it is like me and like B, or me and a special like guest host, kind of thing, because I'm trying to have that other dynamic, Out of the two, Abba looks angry, but I would worry more about Preach. Oh yeah, the quiet ones, something in his eyes. They're both veterans. They're both military vets. So, and I think they've both been in the Middle East. So they both have seen some shit, and I love the dynamic. It's if you watch their channel, it's even more hilarious when they're both worked up. When they're both animated, I'm usually dying laughing when they both lose their shit. But I do love it how, he's worked up, Abba's worked up, and Preach is just, he's just like, yeah. I'm loving it.
You want to get their best, so you got to earn it. Come to find out, this man's telling girls in the DMs that if they want to come on the platform, they have to fuck, and if they don't, he gets upset about it, and he gets up.
Now, again, this is really, really, really where, again, it gets kind of messed up, right? And it's going to get even more messed up. So apparently one of the guys, again, Myron Gaines, the Arab-looking dude, right? There's DMs out here.
Now, he should have switched the screen because he ain't talking about Abba and Preach when he says the Arab-looking dude. Obviously, Abba looks, Arabic. But he's talking about the other two on Fresh and Fit. He should have changed the screen so he could clarify to his followers, not these two. The other guy. But he didn't do that. So I'm clarifying it on my channel that when he's saying the Arab-looking guy, he's talking about Fresh and Fit. He's not talking about these two, Abba and Preach.
In which he's basically telling girls that, hey, in order for you to come on my show, you have to have sex with me, right?
Right. Dogs. I had this conversation yesterday. It's like, when I'm talking about on my channel about the red pill movement, I am obviously not talking about dogs. The red pill movement is about good men. But it's like, oh, but there are bad men out there. Duh. We in the red pill movement know there are bad men out there. One of the reasons why there's the red pill movement is because we are sick and tired of, for one, being compared to those guys. Two, all men are dogs. No. That's the reason why we created this red pill movement, because not all of us are freaking dogs. You know, we're trying to, because the whole thing started with the whole pussy hat thing, Madonna, and the Me Too movement, and they were literally saying all men. And we were like, whoa, why do you keep saying that? Because obviously it's not all men. So when we started coming out going, hey, y'all need to stop that. It ain't all men. Stop saying that. Oh my God. Well, obviously we don't mean all men. Well, then why are you alluding to all men? Why are you saying all men if you don't mean all men? Oh my God, why y'all gotta take it so personally? Y'all take everything that we say personally. Oh my God, you guys are weak. And it's like, so wait a minute. So now I'll come in to defend ourselves. We're weak. We're weak because we're defending ourselves? So are you weak when you defend yourselves? I mean, aren't we all equal? Isn't that the whole point of, this modern world right now? First world nation? Aren't we equal, men and women? Aren't we? So if we're equal, then we could be victims just the same way as you. We could be upset about shit just the same as you. We know there are dogs out there. We know there are bad men out there. We know shit. I said this last night. I said with all these, and I don't give a shit who the hell I piss off. I really don't give a fuck. All these Afghanis that are coming here to El Paso, this ain't going to go good. This is not going to go good for El Paso. Because these men, even if there are good ones, treat women like they are less than. And then you have women who have fought through the machismo attitude of the Mexican culture here to be more independent and not, the machismo culture of your man controls you, can beat you, and all this other stuff. All the stuff I learned when I first moved here. So now you're going to bring in these people who come from the Middle East who are worse than the machismo attitude as far as treating women. Hey, I'm sorry, I curse. That's just the way it is. I'll curse because I feel like it. It's my channel. Anyway, just the same way as Abba and Preach will, or they'll edit their stuff. I'm not editing anything. My shit's live. That's just the way it is. That's the way me and my friends are. Same way as I say when it comes to coming to my house for barbecues and stuff. Well, why don't I get invited? Because this is the way pretty much us vets, this is the way we talk. East Coast people, this is the way we talk. As I said, if y'all consider me to be an angry black man, you definitely don't want to be around my East Coast black family. They are like 1,000 times worse than me. So if this is if this is bad to you, then you maybe shouldn't have a lot of black friends or black people be around you, because this is just the way that we are. If you notice, most of these other channels, they edit what they do, or they do their best to bleep it, or they're Christian. I'm not Christian. So, they'll do that. But me, I'm sorry. Hell yeah. Because this is just the way I am. You got to understand. And somebody told me even just yesterday, up until yesterday, that, if you curse, you lose the message. No. No, you don't. Because if your words still... Basically, it's like a really good steak and you add spices to it. The steak in itself is still really good no matter what. So if you add extra spice to it, some people may not like it, others may like it. Well, I'm sorry, considering I was MI when I was in the military, I know goddamn well how intelligent I am. It's like, do you have any idea how hard it is to even get into intelligence? Do you have any idea how hard it is to even get there? Most of my friends who didn't get there went medical. So that should tell you how hard it is, how easy it is to get into medical. And I'm not trying to put anybody down about that. But the thing is, my message doesn't get lost just because I'll throw a curse word in there or two, or three, or four, depending on how worked up I am. I can control, because I've got friends here, as I've said in my videos before, I've got friends who have been trying to get me to go into politics here, and they've said straight out that, you know, well, if you could, like, lessen the way you curse. But then I've thought about it. And I was like, nah. For one, I don't have any real skeletons in my closet, but I'm sorry, I gotta be me. People who hated Donald Trump, I'm like, you hate Donald Trump, you would have hated... If you hate Donald Trump, then you definitely will hate me. If you hate Donald Trump, my mom would have been 10,000 times worse than him. My family are worse than Donald. It's like, man, I'm sorry. We ain't talking the ass fab, and so did I. We ain't talking the ass fab. I'm not talking that. I'm talking about the stuff you got to go through after that. So, definitely I'm not talking the ass fab, considering I first took the ass fab when I was 16 years old and got 100 on it. So, that ain't that hard. And again, if you don't like the way I talk, go somewhere else. Go to one of these other channels who will candy coat things, because I'm not that person. The world is not candy coated, especially the way I grew up. When you got people putting guns to your head and knives to your throat and all that other stuff, that's not exactly candy coated. So, sorry, that's the real world I grew up in. That's the real world I've been a part of, still a part of. The world is not safe and innocent and candy coated. That's the reason why all of us, out of my friends and peeps and family and everything, that's the reason why we're all armed. Because the world isn't candy coated. It's just the way it is. I understand that people want to keep the illusion that things are safe. Really? So Chicago is safe. Chicago safe. Detroit safe. Huh? BLM safe. Antifa safe. That, even though CNN goes out of its way. What is it? CNN just the other day. Yeah, they're screaming death to America, but they're mostly peaceful. Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't candy coat shit. I just don't. No, never said any of that. Not once did I ever say any of that. So I don't know where in the hell you're trying to... I never once said any of that. So I really don't even understand what you're getting at. No, but I did get my degree in microcomputer technology after that. And then I did work for Unisys, which actually did work for government agencies, CIA, DEA, FBI, things like that, because of, my clearance that I had from the military. So that I did do. So, again, I don't know what you're trying to get at. You went from cursing to all of a sudden trying to put words in my mouth. What are you even doing here? Because considering that this is the message that we're talking about, this, right here. So I don't know where you're going off on a totally different, this message right here about Abba and Preach going off on Fresh and Fit. You just came in and brought up the whole cursing thing. I'm trying to understand where you're going. But I'm going to stop this video here so I can go into the third video, because I'm really trying to keep these around 30 minutes. So, look, if you're being a troll, I've already said since the very beginning of me starting this channel years ago, I have no problem blocking trolls. I really don't. So if you want to continue as far as the actual message, we can do that. But I'm going to stop this video here so we can start part 3. So I will be right back. So, Alex, you want to continue as far as the discussion here? No, didn't do. What are you doing, dude? You know what? I think it's time to block you, because seriously, dude. I'm trying to understand what it is that you're getting at. For one, it has nothing to do with this particular video. For one, for two, never once said any of that stuff. So obviously, you're just trolling, other than sticking to the message of what is being spoken about. Actually, I do know how to drive a John Deere, but again, you wouldn't know. Obviously, by saying that, you wouldn't know anything about me. You actually don't know anything about me if you actually said that. So that's I find extremely funny, because you have no idea about anything about my country life or any of that. Back home in Virginia, back home in Dahlgren, you know nothing. So I really don't understand what it is that you think you're getting at. So wait, hold on. Are you trying to say black people don't know how to drive a John Deere? Is that what you're trying to say? You trying to be racist here? Because, wow. Is that what you're trying to get at? You're trying to get at that black people don't know how to drive a John Deere tractor? Oh yeah, I would love to get a lot of my family on here to talk about that. And I've had people say, and I think this is one of the reasons why. It's like, well, you don't sound country. Well, that's funny, because a lot of my country family, grandma didn't sound country. A lot of my relatives did talk that way, but grandma put very much our education and the way that white people, racist white people would deal with us. She put education at the top of everything, so we didn't really speak country. So even though a lot of my mom's side of the family definitely are country, we don't speak it. We put our education out there that we're not sounding ignorant when we deal with racist white people, like I have pretty much my entire life. So, I don't know what you're trying to get at about, the whole John Deere thing. I've loved John Deere tractors ever since I was a kid. And yeah, definitely know how to drive a John Deere. Maybe not these modern ones that are got all the fucking computers and everything else and stuff, but a regular John Deere tractor? Oh yeah. So I don't know what you're getting at. I mean, what are you trying to say here, Alex? Are you trying to say that a black person doesn't know how to drive a tractor? Because that would make you look extremely racist right now. So, again, trolling. Really? Is that your life? Is that your life, just to be a troll? See, I'm retired, so I can post and do shit all day damn long, because I'm retired. Being retired as a, veteran and everything else, all my bills, my compensation, all the shit that literally is every month. Let me see, I think we totaled almost every month. We totaled about almost $100,000 a month that you pay for. So, yeah, you can keep being a troll all you damn want there, Alex.